Hello to my soul school friends and family. This is Molly. I'm so very, very happy to have you guys here with me today. I hope you don't mind. I'm doing just a real quick kind of podcast style channeled message that I wanted to deliver for you guys. This came in today as sort of a follow-up to several of the love readings that I've put out in the last week, and those have actually gotten a lot of attraction, a lot of attention. I want to thank each and every one of you for your love and support at this time. I'm definitely feeling it. I'm loving the comments. I'm loving the support that you guys are showing to one another. So thank you guys all for being here. This is a message that I want to deliver. It is actually, by the way, real quick, I want to say I'm not on screen today because Spirit just ran through me all day yesterday. So many messages came out. So I'm taking a day of rest. No makeup, anything like that. Y'all want to see how cute I am? I got like 1,000 videos out there. So I'm just talking at you today, and I hope that is okay. I will try to be brief. This is actually a channeled message that I received, I think, a couple of months ago, that came up yesterday or the other day when I was doing my Virgo reading. Now, if you resonate with the Virgo reading, you know that is one about a very powerful cosmic connection. But there are also themes that ran through my Gemini, Aquarius, Taurus, Capricorn readings. I want to say possibly even Sagittarius and Cancer. Those were earlier this week, so my mind's a little farther from those, okay? But in these, we have a story where it's almost like a stalemate between two partners, two soulmates even, that are not currently in union. There's been some sort of event or moment in the past that really created a rift between these two people. And now the union is sort of waiting on some sort of communication. The universe, I'm going to say that differently. Whether or not the two people want it, the universe is trying to orchestrate a communication between groups of people, okay? Between partners, soulmates who are not currently in union. And this communication might honestly be just to come together and provide the loving closure that was needed in order for those partners to be able to move on to their next soulmate situation or whatever journey lies ahead of them. However, for some of you guys, this conversation is going to make what you once thought to be impossible possible. Okay, so many of you guys are sitting in a place where union or reunion just does not seem possible. Okay. And there's actually quite a lot of stalemate energy around this, a lot of resistance, stuff like that. Okay, so what I wanted to share with you during the Virgo reading, and during the Virgo reading, it was Spirit was so strong in their presence here. They just kind of sat me down, shut me up. And then I did like almost 45 minutes on the regular reading on YouTube, and then the Vimeo extended was like another 33 minutes long. And there's still a message that I forgot to share with you guys. But today it came up just kind of as I'm doing my stuff around the house, and Spirit's like, yo, you got to get on and finish this message. So this is a scenario that I see happening between a divine masculine and a divine feminine. And I'm just going to describe the scene to you to the best of my ability. Take it as it resonates. And then if it does, definitely, I would love it if you guys engage in conversation down in the comments below. So let me set this scene for you. There is a general. This is in ancient times. We're out in the desert, okay? There is a general, like I'm seeing like literally like a chariot and all the troops behind him. I don't even feel like it's Roman. I almost feel more of like a Persian general or some sort of like, near Middle Eastern ancient times, okay? It even kind of reminds me of something out of like Game of Thrones, all right? So if you know the Game of Thrones world, you know that there are certain places that are a lot more like medieval Europe, and there are certain locations that are a lot more like the East, what we would call it here in the West, okay? So there we are. It's almost like a desert land, and this general is standing at the top of this hill with his army, and he's trying to make a decision. He's trying to come up with a strategy to secure his goal. His goal, his desired location, is an oasis in the middle of this desert. And actually, they're giving me major, like, Nine of Pentacles, Daenerys Targaryen vibes from that deck. There is a feminine in this oasis, and she's kind of like, the oasis is the oasis because of the presence of this feminine. I don't know how else to describe it. It is a walled city, and inside of this city, it is the gardens are so lush. There are birds, there are trees, there are animals. It is nothing like the world, the desert that surrounds it, okay? And it is a walled city, kind of like that terracotta color is what I'm seeing. But it is a walled city. There are very, very high towers. And so the general is standing at a distance, and he's thinking about the woman who is inside of this oasis, okay? This city, this walled city. And the thing is, there's a lot going on in his head, okay? Part of it is the fact that what his goal is, what he's desiring at this time is much more about personal fulfillment than it is like career or military goals. Okay? So that's one thing that's kind of has this general in two minds about something. Is this even my priority at this time? Or should I be working on my career as a military general who takes orders and rises to the top? Or am I really trying to go take this city and see if this empress, this feminine, will let me rule this city with her? Okay, so this is the decision that this guy is trying to make. But he's very nervous. There's a lot of pride on the line. And here's the jam. He is trying to figure out the best approach. Like, if he were to approach this walled city, he wants to make sure it doesn't look like an attack, right? He doesn't want it to look like an attack because there are guards. This is the craziest part, but I love this part. There are guards at each of the towers. And he knows that these guards will be watching him approach. And so he's like, well, do I walk in a straight line? Do I do a zigzag? Like, what's my strategy? How do I do this? Because I know if I make the wrong move, my chances are gone. There's no way this empress will let me approach. And so he's sitting there pondering this. And the thing is, he's right. There are definitely guardians of these towers. It's almost like the empress has eyes everywhere. But what he doesn't realize is that they're not trying to pick apart your strategic approach. Okay, so imagine these, I almost see them as angels in these towers who are watching. And the general is like, and the general is an emperor energy. And we got the chariot involved and all this tarot imagery. And so this emperor general guy is really, really afraid of making a, like, tactically wrong move. But what he doesn't realize is that what the guardians in the towers, like I said, I feel like these are almost like an angel energy. What they're observing is not his tactics, but his energy and his intentions. And that's what the Empress is able to sense upon his arrival. And then on the Empress side of things, I get that she's very happy with her garden. She has like a lot, like her whole community loves her. They are full of love, their support for one another. This is a high vibe place. The reason why those walls are so high is because it's just this desire, like, this is how you keep this garden so lush, is you don't just let anybody come trample through it, right? So these guardians at her tower are guardians against negative and toxic energies and intentions. They're not military analysts. But the vibe that I'm getting of this Empress is she's happy in there without this emperor, this general guy, but she's sad that that's the way it's got to be. She would really, honestly, appreciate his approach if it came from a place of good intention and loving energy. No manipulation, no pride, no ego, no power struggles. She's not trying to have any of that, because that's what disrupts the abundance of her garden and the abundance of her life. Okay. So in this image, like I said, this came to me months ago and I thought I knew what it was describing, but it really wanted to come out yesterday during the Virgo reading. And then today, as it kind of, that story popped up again, Spirit was like, no, that's actually a much larger message that I think could resonate with more people. So I really, really hope that this image was illustrated for you guys, that you were able to create that image in your head and find a way to resonate with it. But the main thing that I want to say is that this emperor, this general guy, is overthinking. And guys, please understand, masculine and feminine are energies, not people. I try to say it as often as possible. So this doesn't have to do with gender so much as the energy. The person who is planning the approach is overthinking things so hard that he might just turn around and go home and never understand that the Empress would freaking love to have him come rule that prosperous oasis with her. He just has to wipe his boots at the door and vow to, I guess, kind of protect that sacred space in the same way that she has committed herself to doing. All right. So, but there's also this vibe that, like, if he goes and he conquers that city, there's some other army that he's no longer a part of. And that's something that's kind of scary for him. All right. So love and light to every single one of you who are hearing this today. Thank you guys so much for being here, and hit me up if there's anything I can do for you. All right. Take care.